the Most High gave them authority. And through them, the individual was healed, either brought back to life. Not by no apostles of Jesus. Now, let's go a little further. Let's go to Psalms 103. Now, watch this, my sister and brother. Psalms 103. Very good one. This is a good one. Psalms 103. Now, look at it right here. See, that's why I always stress. Israel knew where their help came from. Now, all this bullshit about Jesus coming in the New Testament, doing all of it, Israel, they knew God. They saw him with their own eyes. They heard his voice. I mean, they knew who their God was. There was no mistake about, well, somebody else. No, they ventured off and started messing around with other gods, but when God punished that, they came back. It's like a fool walks off from home and then find out that the grass is not greener on the other side as they perceive. Shit, I'm going back home. And that's Israel. They know where their help came from. It came from the Most High. Now let's look at Psalm 103 here. And look what David said here. One of his psalms. It says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all of his benefits." Boy, I tell you, he's loaded. He is loaded. And then look what it says, "Who forgive all of our what? Iniquity, who healeth all that disease." Why he didn't say Jesus? Since Jesus claimed that he was there in the beginning, but tonight I'm gonna prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Jesus was nowhere. And I mean nowhere when God made creation. And I mean that. Now, let's go a little further here. Let's look at Psalms, let's go to Deuteronomy 7. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. Let's see what it says there. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Look what it says. 7 and let's look at 15. 14 and 15. Look, say 14 says, "Thou shalt be blessed above all people. There shall not be a male or female barren among you or among your cattle. And the Lord will take away from thee all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases." Do y'all hear what I said? Evil diseases. Huh? Of Egypt, which thou knewest upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee. See that? God is the one. Not no devil. Not no Lucifer. Not Satan. But it is the Most High. Now, let's move a little further. Let's go down here to, let's look at Matthew 12. Let's go there. Matthew 12. Watch it right on, my brothers and sisters. Matthew 12th chapter. Watch this, my brothers and sisters. Matthew 12. Let's look at verse 44. 44 and 45. I believe that's what I want. Yeah, 44 and 45. Look what it says. And then he said, "I will return." Well, let's go up a little further. 43. "When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he says, I will return into the house from which I came out of. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter into and dwell there, and the last state of the man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation." Now you heard what he said, right? Huh? Well, if that being the case, then look what it says. Now think about it. And that means that Jesus did a halfway-ass job. Am I right or wrong? Because they had to cast him out the first time. Now he comes back and brings 7 more with him. Now, does that make any sense to you, to anybody out there at all? It doesn't make any sense at all. But let me show you what the Most High does when it comes to sickness and affliction and whatnot. Okay? Watch this right here. Let's go to Nahum. That's Nahum. Nahum. That's the way I pronounce it. All right. Let's go there. See, can I find it here real quick? Okay. Let me see, can I find it here real quick? We get it. We get it here. All right, we get it. Got my pages here. We'll find it. All right, need him. All right, let's look at this right here. Chapter 1. Let's look at verses 6 through 9. It says, who can stand before his indignation? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rock are thrown down by him. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. But with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemy. And what do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise a second time. Huh? When God does something, he does it right. It ain't gonna come back no second time. But see, this bullshit about Jesus, they cast him out, and then supposedly he went and got 7 more and came back. Now, does that make any sense, Israel, or not? It doesn't make any sense at all. But anyway, let's go a little further. Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah 17. Let's go to Jeremiah 17. And watch this, my brothers and sisters. Jeremiah 17, verse 13 through 14. It says, O Lord, the hope of Israel, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed, and they that depart from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken the Lord, the fountain of living water. Look what he says. Heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Huh? Save me, and I shall be saved. Huh? Look at that. Jeremiah. Look what it says. For thou art my praise. I mean, God does not do things halfway. God does things the right way the first time. Ain't no second time around. No. Now let's go a little further. Let's go to Job. The book of Job here. We're going to look at this. Now watch this here, my brothers and sisters. The book of Job. We're going to look at Job 32. Now watch this here, my brothers and sisters. Job 32. Let's look at verses 6. He says, and Elihu, the son of Bar-Achol, the Buzite, answered and said, I am young, and ye are very old. Wherefore I was afraid, and does not show you my opinion. I said, days shall speak, and multitude of years shall teach wisdom. Now let's stop right there. The multitude of days shall teach wisdom. Now look what he says. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth him understanding. See, God has to give you understanding. God has to put that spirit of wisdom on the inside of you. See, because without God, you like an empty shell. You ain't nothing. You like an empty shell without the Most High. You are an empty shell without the Most High. But look, he talks about here. He talks about wisdom. Here in verse 7. He says, I say, days shall speak, and the multitude of years should teach wisdom. But see, that's not so. That's not so. You can have a person that could be 100 years old and don't have a stench of wisdom in his body at all, in his head nowhere. Doesn't have understanding. I mean, can be dumb as a sack of rocks, but yet it still be old. I call him an old fool because it doesn't have any wisdom at all. Now, let's show you something here about wisdom. Now, let's go to Proverbs, the 1st chapter. And we're going to come back to Job, okay? Let's go to Proverbs, the 1st chapter. Proverbs, the 8th chapter. How about that? Proverbs, the 8th chapter. We're going to talk about this wisdom here, because this needs to be taught. It says, Proverbs 8:1, we're going to read all of it. It says, doeth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice? She standeth in the top of hill of high places, by the way, in the places of the path. She crieth at the gate, at the entrance of the city, at the coming in at the door. Unto you, O man, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall bring right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. Now this is wisdom talking. Now if you think about what we just read here, talking about her, isn't it? She, isn't it? So there's a difference between she and he. Am I right or wrong, Israel? I know I'm right. Verse 8. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instructions, and do not silver and knowledge rather than choice gold. He says, for wisdom is better than rubies, and all things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. Wisdom dwelleth with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogance, and the evil way of the forward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. By my kings reign, and prince decree justice. By my prince rules and nobles, even all my judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Riches and honor are not with me, yea, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold, and reverence than choice silver. He says, I laid in the way of righteousness, and in the midst of the path of judgment, that I may